Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the final round. I'm gonna keep that one. Uh, there's a lot of mana in it, but I think you can't really afford to mulligan. Obviously, I wish one of these land was a spell, but what can you do? Alright, you have a multi-6 and put a card on somewhere. I did not look actually on the bottom. Okay. Not the worst. More treasures, more mana. Now we just want Hostage Taker and March of the Drowned. And no more lands. You know, despite having a pretty good draw right here and the open mulliganing, we are not in that good of a spot because we are just possibly gonna flood quite a bit. I mean, I'm not complaining. I think we had. Oh right. Well, I think what I was gonna say is I think we have a good deck. We got lucky in the draft and lucky in the game so far. You've been mulliganing quite a bit. We drew pretty well, so I was not complaining. Just stating things. I don't think I'm not sure what the opponent's doing here. I'm not sure what they have in hand, but maybe they should continue to play. I mean, obviously they don't know about what we have, but it was not looking too good on our side. Like, I guess this draw would have been pretty sick. But seems like a very early concession. So they are playing white. I would imagine a vampire deck. Could be white-red aggro too. With the information we have, I'm not sure there's much we can do. I know I'm not a big fan of Ravager on the draw against a white deck. Most white deck are aggressive. I mean, I don't think white-green dinosaur ramp control is really a good archetype, so I would think about vampires or white-red. And Ravager's fine against vampire, but not insane. And they can have some pretty aggressive draws, so I'm not sure I want it on the draw against an unknown white deck. That being said, again, it's really difficult to sideboard without information. I like Heartless Pillage on the draw. It's a card I know I like on the draw. Mind Rot effects are a little bit more powerful on draw in general, just because the opponent has less resources to play with. So even though it's kind of you lose tempo by doing that. You spend 3 mana on not advancing the board. Except if you raid it, I guess 1 mana could help later. But generally, Mind Rot or Pillage, you lose a little bit of board presence, which on the draw is not ideal. But if you can cut the opponent from resources, it's generally worth doing. I think I'll just do that one change. But given the informations we have, difficult to to do something better or maybe more appropriate, because we don't really know what's appropriate here. Hand is great. Drawing a second black is great here. We just want mana with his hand, and we have a couple double blacks in there, so okay, white black vampires. We certainly don't want to trade here. Question is, if they attack next turn, which I think they will, do I trade Heartstopper? I think I don't. I think I just take 2. Oh, okay. Well, I guess now I'm gonna trade my Soldier. Sure. Okay. Well, we need the creatures now. We need the creatures. I repeat, creatures are needed. If we draw pirates, hand is awesome. If we draw lands, we're not gonna be doing much. And if they just play a Paladin of the Bloodstain here, it's gonna be a little bit obnoxious, because with a Cutlass, they basically get 2 3/2s. And yeah, it's just gonna be straight up 2 for 1. Glorifier is pretty good, I guess. Do we try to draw a card of that? We're not gonna win the race against 6 power of flying by, you know, staying back and forcing them to pay life. A line is to equip Cutlass and attack and start to race. On the other hand, the banner doesn't really. We don't really want to race with the banner, but they can just, you know, equip and hit us for 6 in the air no matter what. I think I'll go with that. If they trade somehow, I'm gonna be thrilled. Like, really. I don't think it's ever gonna happen, but it would be amazing. And otherwise, I think we play Hoarder. Like, slow rolling feels a little bit too greedy when they have 6 damage in the air. Okay, well, if they can't do anything better than that right now, I'm not feeling too bad. Feels like they could easily have vanquished the Waking Hand that they are just waiting to use. Or, you know, Queen's Commission, I guess, here. I guess we attack with the Heartstopper and then drop the banner naming Pirate, so we have blocker for these. I guess I can move the Cutlass. We need to find an answer to Glorifier, though. I mean, this is gonna kill us. Banner tends to win the late game, but right now we don't even have a Pirate to trigger it, and their board is like super threatening. Yeah, equipping and Queen's Commission was kind of the worst case scenario here. No, probably not. There's a bunch of things that could have gone worse, but not ideal for us. I'm wondering how good Direfleet Ravager plays against Vampire in general. Don't really like it on the draw. And on the play, I don't really know. Because they do have a little bit more life gain than you have. That was not good. And that was not good either. So, yeah, I guess we are dead on board. Probably not gonna play Cutlass here. It's just gonna give them more information. And if we equip it, we get to eat the Cutthroat, but then we tap so low that they probably just go for the kill. If we have a bunch of mana up and there's a small chance they don't go for the kill, because we are dead on board, realistically. Fangblade is a card I don't really like, though I guess if you have a bunch of lifelinkers, token, why not? Again, this card just feels so underwhelming. Alright. So it's definitely a vampire deck of some sort. And we pretty much needed to draw one of our 3 removal here, and we didn't, I guess, is what happened. I don't really know about Ravager. Not a big fan of Mark. White black tend to have a lot of removal. March could be nice to grind them. I don't feel like... I think Depths is a pretty bad card against Vampire. They have a decent amount of creatures with enter battlefield abilities. And it doesn't play that well. I mean, they have 1/1 tokens, but you know, if you bounce a token from a Queen's Commission, you just trade for half of their card. Same with Bloodstained Paladin and whatnot. So I don't think it plays super well against Vampires. I guess it's kind of good against equipment, which they do have a couple of. I think I'd rather have March and hope we can just grind them out. Hoarder is not ideal, 1 toughness, but I mean, we need the 2 drops. And you know, we have 3 Cutlasses. I like the Cutlasses. Actually, I'm gonna play Pirate Sprays over March of the Drowned. A little bit more flexible. We don't need to have pirates in the yard. Maybe search is good here. If our plan is just to take control of the game. Over Heartless Pillage, maybe? No, I don't mind Heartless Pillage. I think we'll just submit that. Okay, we have the nice nut draw here. It seems. I'll take that. Hopefully the Hoarder doesn't dive to, I don't know, I guess Skullduggery, if they have a creature of their own. But since I did not play a creature turn 1, it's not very likely that it's gonna happen. Maybe they have their own nut draw with their own Hoarder into Cutlass. Bishop's Soldier. That's not very good for us. I mean, we could play that in attack, but it's not that great of a deal. Just because we are dealing 4, but taking 2, and I mean basically it's even with the soldier, which has lifelink. Here it's the same thing. Like if I block, it's even too, because you know we dealt 2, they gain 2. But we are not putting too many resources into the Hoarder. I feel like we're gonna just Cutlass the Sailor, pass. Should stop their attack quite well. With Pirate's Prize, I don't feel too bad about playing for the late game. Even if they have a Skullduggery or a how it's called. I mean, Skullduggery would kill the Hoarder, I guess, but even if they have these or Vampire Zeal, they don't really have good attacks into the Sailor. They would need a Vanquish the Weak mainly. No attack, nothing. Okay, sure. I think in this case we'll just take a turn to draw a couple cards. Okay, cool. This was good. I think mana is not really a problem here. We can just use these treasures. And I guess we keep the Hoarder so we can block the vampires if they kill the Sailor of Memes. We don't really have a good attack though. I mean, next turn, if they don't do anything too... I guess they might just play a Glorifier, which we're gonna contract killing, I guess. Bloodletter, okay. Well, I guess we'll kill that and play Bloodletter then. But you know, a line is, at some point, we'll have a decent amount of mana. Plus the... the 2 Cutlasses, so we can, you know, put a Cutlass in Hoarder, attack with it, and force them to trade at least Soldier and a 1/1 Vampire, and then move things back to the Sailor. Though now that we drew Sky March Bloodletter, there's an argument to just put everything on the Bloodletter and attack with it in the air. And we'll move back one of the Cutlass on the Sailor. I'm gonna keep that Swamp in hand in case we I guess having 8 mana is kinda good, though not next turn. Yeah, I like keeping this Swamp in hand just in case they are playing a random Deadeye Tormentor in their deck. I don't really want to lose my March of the Drown, which is pretty important in this spot. Alright. If that attack with Bishop of the Bloodstain here, probably indicates the +2/+2 trick. Don't play a Sanctum Seeker, please. Mark of the Vampire. I think we need to go for the double block. If they have a trick, it sucks, but we can get our things back. And like, we're just not gonna raise a 5/5 lifelink, so it's like, it's not really a spot where we can be, oh, I'm just gonna play around that tree, take a couple damage, and it's gonna be fine. There's a big chance they have it. I'm pretty sure they have +2/+2 in hand, but there's like, I mean, oh, or that. I guess it's not the worst, then it's a 1-for-1 trade. Interesting they chose to kill the Hoarder and not the Sailor. That seems wrong. And they went bottom. So not the worst exchange, despite them actually having a trick. We are drawing quite a bit of lands though. We kind of have to hope they also have a couple lands in hand. And that, you know, the 5/6 Hiller of Minsk can just, you know, hold the ground, hold the ground. I really want to get 2 creatures out of the march, especially with 2 Cutlass. Anybody, even the weakest body are really relevant here, so. And you know, March of the Drown in hand was also one of the main reasons why I was willing to alright, well, I'll block the Bishop. Why I was willing to double block and maybe get 2-for-1s. Rowling Roar. That I did not see coming, I guess. Was expecting maybe just another trick. It was not just another trick. Whoa, that draw was insane. That draw is always insane though, like... yeah. I'm gonna hit them for 2. We have another Vampire. I mean, more importantly, we get rid of the 5/5 lifelinker. We get a nice 2-for-1. We're a little bit lower on life here. We took a pretty big hit last turn. But if the hostage taker ever dies, we probably just win the game on the spot. Thanks to March of the Round. We have 2 Cutlasses. Queen's Agent is not a big deal, I think. Vampire Seal is pretty annoying though. Oh, really? I feel like this is something they wanted here. Interesting. Cool, we don't need to use the March quite yet. Yeah, I think we can afford to attack for 4. Probably gonna play the Spy. And we want to equip Cutlass and Hostage Taker so we can threaten to trade with the Queen's Agent and hopefully get it into, have it, you know, go into the graveyard basically, which is our, what we want to do. Quartermaster doesn't have any target yet, I mean left. The thing is, at this point, again, with 2 Cutlasses, any body is just like good. And the plan of just grinding them out is, it seems like it's working. It seems like it's working. Sunrise Seeker, card I don't really like a whole lot. Ooh, I assume they are gonna keep that. Seems like a great top deck, depending on the number they have in their deck, obviously, but... We have a fly creature and they don't, though, which is pretty big deal. They already played a Roar, so it's less likely they have another, you know, Pump Your Squad effect. That could be annoying in theory. It's mildly unfortunate we don't have... I guess I could play Sailor and move Cutlass. Don't think we need to move a cutlass though. I'm pretty happy to just double block the Queen's Agent or one of the 4/4 with 3/3 and 2/2 if they attack with both 4/4 next turn. Just gonna take a look at the live. Oh, we have a third cutlass. I'm actually stupid. Never mind. I think yeah, we have 3 in deck actually, but I sideboarded down to 2 in a couple matches. But we do have 3. Okay, my bad. Right now, right here, and in the main. Just 1. Are they gonna play it and fetch another one? I think I would not do that. I would just not bother. I would just get them all right away. So they, I mean, I would tend to think they only have 2. Or maybe they already had the other one in hand. No, it's not, but if they had the other one in hand, they would have put the one they just top decked on the bottom pretty obviously. So yeah, it's not really possible. Okay, alright, whoa, sure. So here, double block here, and eat a vampire, go down to 7, seems acceptable. Or actually eat your entire squad and take 4 down to 6. Sure. Like if they have a trick they can save one of their dude, but that's about it. We also clean a decent amount of vampires, which makes us a little bit less soft to another Bishop of the Bloodstained. Okay, time has come to march. Unfortunately, we don't have enough mana to... okay, they had enough. I was gonna say we don't have enough mana to hostage take the Sunrise and play it right away. But yeah. When you get about 2 pirates with 3 cutlasses on the battlefield, it's already such a pain in the ass for the opponent, and then if one of them is a hostage taker that already stole something, it should be good enough. Alright, we got there. Deck was sweet. We had good draws. Everything went well. That was quite enjoyable, at least for me. Hope you enjoyed too. Thanks a lot for watching. Drop a like if you did enjoy, and see you guys for another draft.